We all know that blockchain technology is reshaping industries, redefining transparency, and of course, powering the future of digital economies. Now, to understand this in brief, it's time to focus on what our next coach has to tell us. Can we have the video rolling, please?
Every wave of change is powered by technology, from steam to silicon, from code to connectivity, and now to decentralization. Today, innovation is not just about speed. It is about trust, about networks that are open, scalable, and secure. It is about building the future in real time. At the forefront of this frontier stands a pioneer, founder and CEO of Cometh, president of Ethereum France, a leader shaping the future of Web3, gaming, and decentralized finance. Please welcome founder and CEO of Cometh and president of Ethereum France.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinct honor to welcome a visionary leader at the forefront of blockchain innovation. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Jerome De Tychey, the founder and CEO of Cometh and the president of Ethereum France. Jerome, it's all yours. Thank you.
All right, I wasn't prepared for this video, so thank you for having this and introducing me this way. So first off, I'm very honored and humbled to be here. Thank you for this wonderful event, to our host on Baden-Württemberg and India, of course, and also to News9 for setting this up. So as a European citizen, Luxembourgish, French, I'm energized by what I'm seeing in this room. I'm energized by all the people we have met today and the day before, and all the possibilities that are opened up for us today. I have nevertheless witnessed something over the different talks that we had this morning. Two keywords that come out all the time: uncertainties and challenges. It seems like this is the two topics for this morning: uncertainties and challenges. How are we going to get through this? So I'm here with optimistic words from the blockchain world: ownership and transferability at scale. And that's something that we can bring and use today. But just a quick pulse check in the room, like raise your hand if you own any cryptocurrency. Don't leave me alone. Yeah, cool. Whoa, congratulations. Okay, I'll say maybe 2 or 3% of the room. And raise your hand if you own any gold or precious metal. Much more. Okay, so there's still some way there. Fine. Well, is there any better topic than blockchain when you're all enjoying the coffee and the sweets? I don't think so. In preparation for this keynote, News9 tasked me with the so complicated challenge of talking about blockchain without getting into any technical deep dive. So I'll try to be up for the task, sit back and relax. And yesterday they also told me, like, no slides, please. Don't show any complicated things. Don't show any graphics and so on. Keep it to a simple speech. So I'll try to stick to this. Disclaimer, although, there will be no talk about AI. We have Der Techniker with a Bruce at the entrance. If you want to talk about AI, go talk to them. Sit back and relax, but also fasten your seatbelts. I entered my college years back in 2008. We had a financial crisis called the subprime waging, which followed with the crisis of sovereign debt, notably in Europe. Challenges and uncertainties were very much in the picture. I switched from physics to economics because I discovered myself a passion for money, what is it at its core, what is the social consensus that we have around money, what is it accepted, where it comes from, how do you transfer it, and so on. And this is still passionating me today. This is a topic I can talk for hours and hours. If you're interested to talk about money, just come and chat with me. I'll be there the whole afternoon for that. And in my journey, I met by accident Bitcoin in 2012, and I had the privilege to teach the first blockchain class at IIT Delhi in the summer of 2018. And it's been since then a privilege to see all the Indian talents swarming into our industry. As you all know, we live today in a modern financial system which revolves around money, its stability, its capacity to price assets, and of course all the different financial instruments that give us a bridge between ownership and yield over time. The very premises of this system is based with quite old innovations that are extremely powerful, such as double book double entry bookkeeping, joint stock companies, mortgages, promissory notes, a good one as well, etc., etc. You don't need much more to build the financial system that we live in today. You sprinkle some internet on top of it, and you get securitization and digitalization at scale. And yeah, massive penetration of different instruments all over the world. But as complexity and sophistication grew, it became harder and harder to know who owns what, who owes what to whom as well. And again, problems of ownership and transferability. Oversights and intermediation became a necessity, and are still very much required. We have tons of different incompatible or poorly talking to each other's systems of information and standards. This kind of complexity brings us into the problems such as reconciliation, delay of settlement, and reconciliation trade-off and time-offs is very complicated. This brings complicated questions for people that are transacting between Europe and India, for example. What is the counterparty risk? Tough question. How fast can we settle this transaction? Okay. Under which terms can you transact abroad? Complicated topics for the layman, but also for businesses. And those are a few of the countless questions that we can find today in the modern system. The system, we are all using it, all of us, whether it's at our business place, whether it is when you are traveling, whether it is when we are trying to just pay for something outside of the market. Still, perceived IDs are quite strong. If we look at the statistics, the perceived IDs that the Germans prefer to deal with cash is actually quite true. They have a high preferability of high preference around the EU citizens about how to use cash. The Indians like to have gold in their portfolio. Cool. But here is another very perceived ideas. Cryptocurrency and blockchain are for drug lords and terrorists. That's not really true. Actually, that's quite the opposite, and I'm going to try to demonstrate that to you. 1 out of 10 French citizens own cryptocurrency. If you get it down to the people that are under 30-year-old, that's 2 out of 5. I'm not aware of any statistics on the Germans. If you know any, let me know. And for me, the blockchain interest among the young generation is no surprise at all. There is a fundamental shift, a fundamental change in paradigm that the blockchain is bringing. The blockchain is the most radical change and revolution we are about to witness in the financial industry. As a reference, I want you to think about the iron making and the steam power, what it was for the Industrial Revolution. The equivalent for the financial industry is ahead of us. We have maybe 30 to 50 years of radical innovation in the financial industry thanks to this. Introduced in 2009, Bitcoin was a great prototype, and Ethereum is now a masterpiece that we can all enjoy at scale. For the first time in the history of mankind, I'm trying to say that with a lot of gravitas, we have a way to practically store infinite amount of valuables, bearers' assets, and transfer them programmatically without any intermediaries, 24/7, at scale, and at a negligible cost. Yes, this is available for everyone. During the Industrial Revolution, Napoleon rejected the steam engine. He was presented with the steam engine by Robert Fulton, and he looked at the steam engine and famously said, clearing my throat for a proper French accent, "What, sir? Would you make a ship sail against the winds and currents by lighting a bonfire under the deck? I have no time for this nonsense." Yes, no time for this nonsense. Having worked in the blockchain industry for the past 12 years or so, you wouldn't believe how many times I heard those lines. I have no time for this nonsense. Blockchain won't scale. It will never be used. It cannot be not private. It cannot be public. It cannot be this way. Blockchain are built different. That's for sure. That's why it's a shift of paradigm. Creating an account is free. It's self-served. It's permissionless. Creating an account is even simpler than creating an email address. It's open source. It's free. It's clean of any source of vendor lockup. It's clean of any source of vendor lockup at all. Receiving and transferring a blockchain asset is as simple as putting something in your pocket, except that you don't have to worry if this thing is actually fitting in your pocket. So infinite amount in your pocket. I can hear some of you chuckle about the fact of putting lots and lots of money in your pocket and going around. Even hundreds of euros in coins. It's just impractical in your trouser, of course. You're better off using a bank account. Yet, for lots of people, even when you are a crypto entrepreneur, it can be hard to open a bank account. It can be much harder than just having a smartphone, and that's the truth. But sure, if you have a bank account, the money you have in your bank account is transferable and it's not giving much more services on the blockchain. Yet, you can transfer out of your bank account from 9 to 5 on business days, as long as the amount is below a certain threshold. Oh, and by the way, don't expect any guarantees if you have more than 100K. Okay, but still, it's still giving a good services. I'm not here to say, get out of the bank. I'm here to say to you, embrace the blockchain. I heard from the guest yesterday that the main concerns in India about blockchain revolves around crypto and its potential association a priori to money laundering and criminal activity. So I want to finish my talk specifically on this issue. Any transferable asset will bear AML risk. That's what it is. Like, you cannot avoid that. If the asset can be transferred, anti-money laundering risk apply to the asset. Yet the annual CIA reports for the past 7 years have been crystal clear on this fact. 95% of the money laundering is done using printed cash. Yes. Why, you may ask? Well, because it's inherently awfully hard to track cash. On the other hand, at the opposite, blockchain-based assets are traceable, fully, permanently, period, always traceable. I can tell you this as the owner of a MiCA-regulated custodian and decentralized finance service providers. We have the very tool to analyze precisely every inbounds, every outbounds, out of every account in the blockchain in real time, historically, and from the very first block of the blockchain. So if you have any association with any suspicious activity on a wallet, on an account, it will be immediately marked and flagged. Was it yesterday? Was it 10 years ago? This is one of the power of the blockchain. But I agree, you cannot force a transfer out of a privately owned account. You cannot block the transfer out of a privately owned account either. But the means of oversight and tracking that are available are total and complete. Furthermore, there is an extremely positive externality to this: the counterparty risk. If the asset lives on the blockchain, there is almost no counterparty risk. Services like swaps, like collateralized loans, like perpetual exchanges, and all sorts of financial instruments already exist and thrive on the blockchain in an unbelievably efficient way, unforeseen before. Ownership and transferability programmatically at a never-seen scale in the past. Ethereum has run 24/7 for the past 10 years. We had the pleasure to party for the 10 years anniversary last July. It's a world computer that never reboots. It's an open source project that countless talents contribute to. We have outstanding founders from India, outstanding founders from Germany that are contributing to it and creating value on it. As a quick reality check, as of today, we have $270 billion of stablecoins, multiple types of stablecoins. Euro is only a tiny portion of it right now. We hope the CBDC from India will be a good portion of it pretty soon, and 94% of those stablecoins are living on Ethereum and its ecosystem. Real-world assets tokenization are coming to the blockchain. We take existing assets and we give them an existence on the blockchain to benefit from its rails. This represents $30 billion as of today, and 90% of it are on Ethereum. You can hear it in the press. You cannot open a financial press without seeing an announcement from Robinhood, from Stripe, from PayPal, from Swift, etc., just among the past few weeks. All roads leads to blockchain and Ethereum. It's free, it's open source, it's available for you to use. It works, and it's also credibly neutral. It doesn't have any oversights of any specific government. It's there for you and for your citizen to use credibly, and it's only the beginning. So my message to you, again, optimism on ownership, transferability, and world-scale digital transformation of the current state of finance. Don't be late to the blockchain revolution. It's going to be there for you. And again, thank you for the invitation and thank you for your time.
Jerome, I'll request you to please kindly allow me a few more moments of your time.
Of course.
As I now call R. Sridharan from TV9 Network and also Ruben to join us here on stage for a shawl presentation.